Every week we visit with Town Council President Alan Coffman and for Chambersburg and our Chambersburg Mayor Brown. They're in our studios. Gentlemen, I hope you had a very good Valentine's this past weekend. Was there love in the air for both of you?
Well, yes. I mean, my wife and I, we don't really observe Valentine's Day.
I can't tell you how many people I keep hearing that from. Yeah. I've got everybody that I've interviewed said, well, we don't really celebrate Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
like, really?
Yeah, my wife and I, we personally view it as kind of like a Hallmark holiday. Mm-hmm. However, we don't diminish it for anyone else. In fact, as mayor of every mayor in Pennsylvania has the authority to sign a marriage license to authenticate a marriage. So there was a couple, a very sweet couple, this Saturday on Valentine's Day. They wanted to get married, so I held the wedding as a relatively small wedding in the Borough Council chamber. And so it was the couple, their children, and 4 family members there. And they had traveled for a number of years with the military, and they moved from place to place, couldn't really, settle down. And so finally they're done with the military, came to Chambersburg and decided, you know what, it's time, we need to get married. And so they came to me, and I was like, that sounds great.
Wow.
And we had the wedding right in the council chamber on Saturday.
How long did that take to prepare? A couple of days, a couple of weeks?
It's pretty straightforward. They wanted a pretty basic wedding, and I have done 11 weddings before this as mayor, so I had the script already and just put their names into the script, and they wanted it pretty straightforward. All they wanted to say was I do. I allow the couple to have it as formal or as informal as they like, and they said, we don't want to talk too much. And I said, all you have to say is I do. And they're like, that's fine with us, and that's how we did it.
All right, Alan.
So what they did was the short form then? Is
yes,
that what you're
the
saying?
short form, the easy form of the wedding.
Easy wedding.
And it was a beautiful couple. Very, very nice.
Well, we wish them the very best success in their future then.
Yes.
How about you, Alan? What was Valentine's Day for?
Valentine's Day was, my wife did Crab Imperial. We had some friends in and didn't go out of the house.
All right, then. Very nice. All right, so let's rattle off a couple of topics that I had for you, gentlemen, and see where you fall on this one. Now, I've received a $25 ticket here in town. Thank you very much. I'm glad to make my donation to the coffers for parking between down here. It's no parking between 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock in the morning.
Correct.
All right. Now, I get it, but is there an opportunity to? I'm sure you're not cleaning the streets every day.
We are cleaning the streets every day, except in inclement weather. Now, it's not being done now, but, but I can tell you,
every
most
single
of the
day.
time, every morning, they start their sweeping routine right here around the square.
Okay, well,
it's
then
every day.
I stand corrected. Then thank you very much for that. Can we do alternate street parking, out of curiosity? Has that ever been floated around here? So maybe we take Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you can park on alternate sides of the street.
Are you talking about the downtown specifically?
Sure. Because there's apartment buildings down. There's apartments certainly in town.
The idea is to make sure the streets are clear on both sides. They do both sides every day.
All right.
It's just one of those routines, and I think the businesses really appreciate the fact that we keep the streets in downtown cleaned up for them.
Okay. So no. That's the no, Pat. Thank you. All right.
Well, we're politicians. We can't just say yes or no. We have to make it eloquent, like poetry.
All right. Well, you did a fine job on that. Thanks a bunch. No, thank you, Mr. Ryan. I appreciate your input. Move along. How about the entrances to the city? I'm always it's beautiful to see as you're driving into particular angles of the city. There's some real beautiful spots, and then there are some that are less than beautiful. If I was a politician, how's that? Is there, are there ideas or thoughts on gateway entrances to the city that would say, "Hey, welcome to Chambersburg," and beautifying the steps that it takes to get into the city? Because as you come into particular angles of the city, it's not necessarily the prettiest thing in the world to see. It's industrial, or it's not clean. And I think of a particular gas station that stands out in my head that just it's not the way I want to see people driving into Chambersburg going, oh, this is the first thing I see, or this is what I'm seeing but then it turns very, very nice. But are there zoning rules on stuff like that, I guess is the question.
Yeah, there's a few different topics here in that question. One, I mean, we do have some signs that were put in a number of years ago, and Alan knows a little bit more about that, and they're way outside the borough. It says, welcome to Chambersburg, or Chambersburg welcomes you.
Yeah.
As far as And I'm not sure who put them there.
I don't remember who put them there. I remember them showing us the artist rendering before they were put in, but in most cases they are way beyond the actual boundaries of Chambersburg. Especially the one on the north end is up almost to the Norland Cemetery.